importante.
2,100. Pretty even. Slightly favored.
Ist gut.
What do
Yeah,
you think
go
of an
Nano
soldier?
Blade.
Nano blade?
Ja, sehr gut.
Never.
Oh, you're stealing my nano.
What you want to
For a man of your years,
get my
Reinhard
nano?
would be
you're
like
looking pretty good, Jack.
You want me to inject my nano to you?
Reinhardt?
no.
Can we get the Reinhardt?
Yeah, of course.
We're getting Reinhardt. Okay, so Reinhog. And we had Soldier and Genji as our DPS with the Moira. Okay. So in this case, since you have a pretty weird team comp, the Moira will not really be able to heal your Soldier and your Genji. So that's gonna be a bit more on you in a game like this, since you have that long range capability, and then the Moira can like stick together with the tank some more. Hog should be able to deal with himself, so we don't really need to care about him too much. But okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. That's just the initial thought process that you need to have before the game. You should already be thinking, okay, who do I need to focus healing? Who needs my help? Who will I nano? You did talk about the nano blade, of course. You also have the nano visor in case maybe the Genji dies or something, and you need to use nano on someone this fight. Well, then you have the nano visor, or maybe nano Hogult can also work. Nano the Reinhardt, save him might also be worth it in some cases. Just go through that little thought process at the start, just to help you solidify what you're gonna do in the game before the game has even started. That way you don't need to think like, because if you don't do that before or at the start of the game, you're gonna end up in a team fight and you're panicking and like, oh shit, what do I do now? Everything's going to shit. And when you go back and you're like, oh wait, our Moira can take care of our tanks. I said this at the start. I need to focus on like healing the Genji and the Soldier, and then you focus on healing the Genji and the Soldier, and everything's good. Okay, your teammates are holding really close. It is usually a recipe for disaster. Okay, so right, nice, of course, as expected, as expected. So what was even called here? So big hook. He gets nanoed and he charges in. Okay. Oof. Suicidal Reinhardt player. I guess what you can do, of course, if you wanna be then like shot caller role, most people don't like enjoy or are too scared to do that in games. But like telling people that this this is a bad idea 9 million times out of 100. You can do that. You can do that. But okay, sometimes you just have to deal with this shit. Reinhardt dies. We kind of screw up our nade, but it was a nice try. It was a nice try. Not a lot we could do there. He was anti-naded. No amount of healing. And that's why having double main healers, having like Moira and Ana together like this, we just saw the Moira walk through here, is not very good, because no amount of raw healing output is not gonna save people doing dumb shit like that. While having like a Lucio to speed boost like the Reinhardt out of this situation, or to like boop away enemies from the Reinhardt, might have actually saved him. No amount of healing can ever save him in this situation, but utility stuff like that might do it. But oh well. Let's see what happens here at least. We lose our Ryan.
My way.
But they are not really pushing, and our Genji goes for a suicide play too.
Oh, fuck.
That nade was probably wasted. Pretty much nothing. Okay, so you decided to move forward here, and I wonder why a little bit. This is a perfect opportunity where you need to tell your team to get the fuck back. Like the enemy Reinhardt is gonna respawn any second now, and as soon as they get the Reinhardt, they're gonna start moving forward. And since you have lost your Reinhardt, there is nobody to contest or to protect you guys from taking a bunch of damage from the people behind the enemy Reinhardt shield. So in these situations, usually you have to give up this choke. You have to give up the choke, let them take some space, and either try to go for like a play, maybe hit an anti-nade from the side, or do something crazy. Or the safer option is to just wait for your Reinhardt to come back, because they haven't actually pushed very quickly or very fast. So your Reinhardt should be respawning around now, and is gonna start moving back from the spawn. So moving back here and taking a little bit more of a safer position will allow you to fight as 6 again. So you're moving even closer here when everybody's actually full HP and pretty fine. Nobody's pushing here. The enemies are still like all the way back in the choke. So everything's fine right here. You just healed up your Hog back to full HP. Your Moira is still full HP, and you decide to nade.
Oh, fuck.
That was definitely wasted. And you also saw like the Genji was critical, and he went into hotel here. So should maybe like go back and look at what's going on in hotel. See if you can heal him once or twice.
Yeah, I'm out of heals.
Now your Moira is out of heals. And remember, like you're a sniper, so you can actually move. Open up that banana here. It's gonna be easier. Kings, bro. This also ties into what I said earlier about giving them some space and moving back a little bit to let your Reinhardt come back. So instead of having you standing over here with this sightline, your team moves back, and when your team moves back, since you had a really good position over here with your teammates over here. This is what Ana wants. Like, you want to be kind of far away so that the enemies can't really get to you easily, but you still want to have vision over the fight. So that was good. But like when the fight changes location from here to here, you only move like from here to here. You only took like one step back. Where instead, moving all the way back here and playing like around this choke over here will still give you these sightlines, so you can see the entire point. You can even see if anybody tries to flank through hotel. So this is a pretty safe position. You can see flanks coming. You can tell your team if they're pushing through here, and you can see the entire point. You can see all of your teammates over here. So when the team fight changes location from here to here, you need to match by rotating yourself from here to here. That's the basics of Ana positioning. So like right now you're inside of the entire like team fight,
I'm sorry.
when you should be a long range sniper standing safely. But that position, of course, changes a little bit depending on if they have like flankers. If they have Tracer Sombra or something like that you know is lurking in your backline, then of course you can't stand 3 miles away from your teammates, because if they jump you, then you're 100% dead and your teammates cannot help. So of course this is always situational, but in this specific situation where it's like a Ryan team versus another Ryan team with no amount of flankers, then just standing as far away as possible to be safe is the way to go. That was a huge anti-nade, but unfortunately we're 2 versus 6, so it does not matter. Let's see, when did your Reinhardt actually come back? This is where you nade, and the Reinhardt is back already. But this could have actually been, fine. Could have been fine. Your Genji went way too aggressive here, or twice even, and fed. So that wasn't really your fault. It wasn't really your fault that Genji went super aggressive with low HP, but with some slightly better positioning from you, like moving backwards a little bit earlier, it would have been way easier to heal that Genji that was like jumping around next to you. So instead of like trying to hit a jumping Genji from like point blank range, which is very hard, by having a clearer like overview over your teammates by standing a bit further away, would have made it a lot easier. And that way you could have maybe had a full team fight.
Ultimate.
Okay, let's move on.
Sorry, I didn't get that sweet. Oh, of course it's her. Okay.
Where's the Reaper?
No.
That's a very aggressive position. Kind of works out.
You're going to be okay. My ultimate is ready. Get in there.
Reaper and
I have nano already.
Okay.
Get to you.
Where's the
Junk
jump
top
right?
left.
He's
On
behind
the
us.
roof.
Yeah, good calls, good calls.
He's one. Outside.
You should probably follow your teammates when they when they go for that play. You don't want them dying,
Nano boost is
because now you're gonna be in a 5 vs 5.
Yeah,
Feel free to
Junk
charge.
doesn't play with
Reinhardt,
the
if
team.
you want to charge, just call it. I give you the heal off.
If you want to charge.
You just say it. Early enough. Go for it. Go, 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 go.
Okay, good. It looks like you reacted to. Ah, that's a good night.
Use.
Jenny, should we...
Grab plus plus Riptire. There's not a lot you can do about that.
I think.
Oh, you need to escape more. You're probably gonna die here. Oh, so close. Genji saved you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what we-
Oh no, he's going in.
Oh, hi, dude.
What is he doing?
All you need to do is just...
Your Genji does not wish to live.
Okay, I'm gonna hide you.
We're going in. Oh,
I can't reach you.
unfortunate, unfortunate.
Okay, I'm gonna hide you.
So I guess some just a little bit safer positioning would be. So you've got pretty okay positioning right here. Like you can see your McCree, you can see your Reinhardt, and you can also try to take up a little bit of a more aggressive posture by moving backwards here to the left. You could also probably take the big health pack right behind you to get yourself to full HP.
Okay, I'm gonna hide you.
Because what going to the right here or left here. So you were standing over here, but there's this wall blocking your vision of the enemy team. So just going here, taking this health pack, and then standing over here would allow you to maybe hit like a sleep dart on the Rhine, because the enemy Rhine had actually pushed up quite far. So your Reinhardt shields were something like this. So if you can like sneak up behind, hit a sleep dart, anti-nade, maybe you just straight up win the team fight out of that simple mini rotation here. And you could probably also nano your McCree up on the high ground from this angle. But instead, like, you decide to walk out like this, and now you're suddenly standing in front of the entire enemy team, which is super ultra dangerous.
I'll alter. I can't reach you.
Thank you for the comments,
Switch to
the
Bastion.
compliments.
Okay, can you please change to Bastion?
This is much better than a commander on the beach.
Okay, what happened to the blade? Did he actually blade, or does he still have blade? I saw you press tab.
Okay, can you
He
please
does
change
not have
to
blade
Bastion?
yet. I guess he just dies instantly every single fight, so understandable.
Reaper high ground, left side.
See him.
Ground, left side.
Okay, so we're shooting with max like fire rate all the
Reaper high
time.
ground,
here.
left side.
See him.
It looks like we're how do you call it? Holding left click, and I think that's not a very good idea to do like at the when you start to learn how to aim. Like playing heroes like Zenyatta and Ana, like all the heroes that has projectiles, or McCree, even if he's hit scan, like you want to make sure the shots are actually gonna hit. So instead of like holding left click and trying to aim, instead of like holding left click like this and then trying to aim the shots with the max fire rate, if you instead just take your time and look at what your teammate is doing or your enemy is doing, and then click like every shot. Click every shot, so that you're actually aiming it and making sure that you take your time to hit that shit. Because I think it was the guys from your Overwatch who did a video about that. Like, if you miss every second shot, you have like way less damage over time or healing over time than like taking an extra half a second per shot. Just make sure that it hits. So that's definitely a very good idea, in my opinion. I think I spam more. I'm used to Lucian spamming reload. Yeah. Yeah, take your time between the shots. Make sure that they're gonna be hits, even if it takes a little bit longer. And of course, when it comes to like squishy small targets or small hitboxes, learn also how to quick scope. So like a Genji that's pretty close to you, just do one of these shots. They're usually pretty easy to hit. But well, let's see some more before we say too much about your aim. That's that Genji. That's no nano blade for you either. Decent nano.
Junk low.
Save your Reinhardt, and he actually wins the fight.
Run, I can see you.
Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah,
We didn't try to sleep it either.
Sorry if I played, dude.
Just
Sleeping point.
He got the fat blade. The fat blade.
Nice nade, bro. Not nade, sorry. The fuck. Blade.
played Nate.
Same shit, man.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice
just
dragon.
another very small minor thing. Instead of standing here, you're gonna be way out in the open, and the nearest cover that you can hide behind, in case, let's say, Reinhardt starts pushing up and like he wants to use shatter. If you stand over here, there is absolutely no way for you to dodge the shatter or not get hit by the shatter. So instead of standing like out in the open like this, try and make use of cover somehow. So you have these boxes over here. That way you can still like see most of the point, and people cannot shoot you. And then if you need to see more of the enemy team, then you can always like take one step out, stand over here, and then you can see like everything that goes on over here. Always having some kind of cover next to you is really good. Same thing, like if you're standing here and let's say they have a diva, if he throws a diva bomb like straight ahead, there's no way you dodge it. I guess you can go in here and hide behind. That kind of works. But just in general, like standing out in the open is very dangerous. Same thing if they suddenly have a Widowmaker or something that jumps up here, or a Hanzo, and they start shooting at you. It's gonna take like a full 2 or 3 seconds before you're actually hidden behind cover if you decide to go in here or go over here or go over here. So usually you have like two options. You can either stand behind the boxes or you can stand like all the way over here. That way you have a mini health pack. You can still see most of your teammates. And if you need a wider angle to like see more of the enemy team, well then you can always move further out. That way you will see them more.
Thanks. Nano boost
Makes it a
discharge.
lot
Nice,
better when you
nice,
just hear
nice.
this kid voice, you know.
You're covered.
So far I've pretty much only talked about positioning, because positioning with Ana is like 80% of her kit. If you stand in the right spots,
Ah, fuck me.
like the rest, all of your other abilities will be way easier to hit.
Back up.
Yeah. Oh, we were pushing.
Nano boost is ready to
We can
deploy.
kill the Ryan, let's go.
And as soon as you start entering into like mid to long range areas like this, always scope in. Trying to hit like unscoped shots this far away into like squishes like Genji is just a waste of time pretty much.
Rush Reaper.
Pretty much as soon as you have the opportunity to scope in without getting punished for it, you should pretty much take it. That's a pretty good rule to follow, I believe.
He's
So
dead.
like if you know there isn't any like Widowmakers or any other damage heroes that are looking at you that can punish you for like standing still and scoping, then definitely go for it.
Okay.
My ultimate is ready.
I have grabbed the next. Maybe we
Say, hey, was my flex DPS very bad? I know my Brig was, but Genji and Pharah was fine. I think, yeah, your Pharah was actually decent. It was good. You had some huge pressure on the enemy team when you played Pharah. It was nice. It was nice. Your Genji, I didn't look at your Genji. But yeah, I mean our dive went fine, so I think it was good. I was looking at the other guy's povs. Sorry. But when you played Pharah, that was really good, because I was following Tolino, so I saw what you were doing. That was decent. And your Brig, you kind of got like separated from the team a lot. So a little bit of a disconnect between like when the team wanted to go aggressive and when you wanted to go aggressive. That was the biggest thing, I think.
can then played.
And I'm not sure about like your how much you had Inspire up or when you armor packed, because I wasn't looking at your POV. So sorry about that.
Grab.
Genji.
I have your back.
Thank you.
I think we have a Junkrat on top of us. I'm not sure though.
Doesn't look like.
Tell me when you want me to grab.
Testing our short.
Okay,
Beam break.
down on the Rhine, down on the Rhine,
There it is.
hiding from the tire.
Regretted.
Yes, that's fine. Unfortunately, we have not done a single Nanoblade combo yet, though.
All good. Nice guess.
That's what you were talking about at the start of the game. That's what you wanted to do. You wanted the Nanoblade combo.
You're right.
Stuff. I think about bots.
Yeah, 3 times.
They are pretty good.
Scouts again.
Thanks, Genji. Can you get me?
Should I switch to Brig or?
Can you get?
But yeah, definitely. Like pretty much all of your shots that you have taken so far in this position, you should have been done scoped shots, because you've been missing maybe like 50% of your shots here because you try to hit jumping Genjis with projectiles. That's just not a good idea.
Can you bring me? Yeah, thanks. Good job.
I'm fucking dead.
Right low.
Unfortunate.
Oh shit.
I mean, you're not supposed to look. I'm just a sub. I was just like asking for things that are obvious outside. Ah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was far too aggressive with Brig. My flex DPS is... my flex DPS teammate is. Okay, and it works. I was just trying to replicate. I see. Yeah, like going aggressive is probably easier than like playing defensive, because you just press W mouse 1 and hope that the enemy team dies before before you do. But not as much stuff to think about. Yeah, I think that was like only the big parts that I noticed, because like using rally and stuff, that was mostly like Tolenio calling out, so you didn't really need to think about that too much. I used the Nan on the Ryan because he was so reckless, so I felt like I needed to save him. But in retrospect, I don't think he saw it as a protective ult. Yeah, no, most Reinhardts in comp, especially, I would say almost all the way up until like High Master, I don't really nano Reinhardts. Because the problem is, as soon as you nano Reinhardt, they're going to start swinging. They're going to start swinging, going aggressive, because they're like, oh, nice, I can tank a lot of damage, and I deal a lot of damage, let me get a play of the game. And Then they stop thinking that the enemy team has a shatter, and they get shattered, and everybody else behind them gets shattered, and we lose the fight. So I usually only nano like high shard Zaryas instead if we have a Rein Zarya combination, or well, Genjis or soldiers, or if we have some kind of ult that you can combo it with. Because yeah, Reinhardts are not very good at remembering enemy like dangerous stuff that they need to block with shield when they have nano on. But yeah, and think about it like this: nanoing a Reinhardt as he goes aggressive, sure, it might work really fucking well. But like a nano blade, especially in like comp where people aren't really coordinated and countering ults correctly, a nano blade usually is just a straight up one team fight. So you nanoing the Reinhardt to try and maybe save him from an already bad position just delays the inevitable pretty much. Whilst a nano blade combo could probably just straight up win the team fight and then you go next. So I think it's almost always worth it to go for those aggressive, like offensive ultimates, sorry, when you nano, and not try to salvage like already bad situations. That usually doesn't work out. Okay, so now we're Brig. Good bench. Oh, big lags though.
Okay, it's okay, okay, we'll just fight.
There's not much you can do there when they already have control of the point.
Okay, okay, okay. No problem. Go, go. Yeah.
Unlucky
They have a
Duffy. That happened to
Moira.
me too earlier when I played with my friends tonight. We had a Pharah Mercy and we had a Nano Blade, so when my Genji dashed up into the air, that was the exact same moment as our Pharah Mercy flew up into the air, so my Nano hit the Mercy instead of the Genji. It was such an unlucky timing.
What I'm just gonna like to be a monkey.
We lost the fight because of it and the game. It was the last fight. Unfortunate.
Should we, I'm a speed booster
So we're
choke.
gonna pick
Let's,
up.
let's go top to the
Okay,
choke.
now we're playing Lucio. Speed boosting to the choke. We got a pick. Good
Top
shit.
choke and
I'm
push,
fucking
push.
going in, boys!
Good shit.
Good job.
Okay, so we're going a little bit too choke here. So I like that you're saying push. This is definitely something that you need to do as a Lucio player. But you probably call out that you're amping. Like pushing and amping are not like the same thing. Of course, usually when you're pushing, you are amping speed, but sometimes you want to do something else or both, not both at the same time. So just call out amping speed or amping heals, depending on what you do. Super valuable information for your team to know.
Top choke and
I'm
push,
fucking
push,
going
push.
in, boys!
That like this is good. And when you're in this position, you still want to stay like with your team, kind of, especially since your amp is done now, and you're not as fast, and you probably want to like help your teammates deal with whatever they have to deal with, because you already got the pick on the Moira, and now you got a kill on the soldier. So that means you are 6 versus 4. This is great. You're at man advantage. There's pretty much no way you lose this fight, unless people start like splitting up, doing their own thing, and ending up in like 1 versus 1 situations. And you don't want to end up in 1 versus 1 situations when you've already like managed to get that man advantage. You want to stick together, fight together. It's like right now you're still jumping in even further behind the enemy team. Like you have a Junkrat in your face. If he left clicks you once, throws a nade at you once, you are dead. It is 240 damage, I believe, if he hits you with a nade plus a mine. So chilling around this car, like after you jumped up on this wall, was absolutely perfect. And then you landed somewhere over here, just chilling around this area. That way your aura still hits your teammates, because right now you can see your aura over here. This is like the circle of your aura. It doesn't hit any of your teammates. You just jumped away from all of your teammates into a Junkrat that can easily one-shot you.
Good job. Good job.
Junkrat next. Junkrat low. Sorry, half. Sorry, low. Nice.
Nice, guys.
Okay, so you're really good at like wall riding,
I mean, he's mid, but
and I like that you're like swapping songs a lot. It's also like a really high level shit, but you actually didn't really do any damage at all. You booped one guy once, but no like left clicks, no melees. Remember that Lucio is a damage dealer still. Your healing is like one part of your kit, but still like your left clicks, your melees, your boops, they're important.
Oh, what the fuck?
We did pretty good.
damn, that's fast. Nice. Punish Reinhardt. Punish Reinhardt. He's half. Reinhardt half.
Kill them all.
Okay, moving right a little bit. This is good shit. Good shit.
Right. Back up. Back up. Or I guess not. Okay.
Oh,
Someone taking the payload?
Nice, guys.
I heard from some that he's a hidden DPS. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Damn, we got this. We got this.
We don't make it just sitting on point. Just
Like each of his pellets is 24 damage, I believe. 24 damage, and you shoot out 4 every volley. Just hitting body shots, it's like 100 damage. It's insane. And if you hit some headshots, like you can easily surprise people with you can like one-shot squishes if you just hit a few headshots. It's really fucking scary.
Widow, get me. Widow, get me. Yeah.
This Reaper behind us.
I think that I heard a Junkrat somewhere. I can scale ahead.
Someone behind us anyway. On the left side.
Oh, Junkrat behind Junkrat.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see that you have practiced some wall riding for sure.
Oh damn, that was stupid of me. Sorry.
Guys, I'm fucking stuck on the
He's stuck. Oh no.
Oh my god. Just
Oh no.
Oh, I can't
Poor
go.
ball.
Regroup.
Hey, get out.
I've got ult.
No.
No, it's more work to regroup.
don't rest.
Yeah, I'm on my way. On my way. Lucio up here with me.
I think we should do
There we go. Oh shit. That's a
Yeah,
trap.
I think so.
That's dead teammates.
That was stupid. I shouldn't have followed. I thought they would join me.
Unfortunate.
Ah, so close.
They baited me. I got debated. Reaper top, waiting for us. I think he probably has ult.
This group up and I'll.
It's okay, now we have beat. How do we use beat? They probably haven't used any ultimates.
They group up, don't push.
I think. No, because everybody just died randomly, so they didn't really need to use any ultimates. And this is gonna be hard though. You can the only thing you can counter with beat is like Earth Shatter if you don't get hit by it. I guess like Reaper ult if you see it coming. If he drops from you, or if he drops on you from a high ground and you don't see him, and you press Q in reaction, you're gonna die before it lands. So don't do that. And what else do they have? Junkrat Tire. I guess you could try to counter Junkrat Tire with it. Hello, Lightbulb. Long time no see.
I'm there.
You ready?
Okay, grab, I guess. But they did such a bad grab.
We're dead.
Oh, they're doing everything. They're actually doing everything.
Reaper half, Reaper half. Reaper.
Yeah, that's a regroup.
Yeah, with the
Let's
cast
just
swap.
die.
My servants never die.
Got you.
Let's go through.
Yeah, they had way too many ults. Beat was not enough. In those situations, like, it's pretty much better to just die. Let everybody die. You come back with the beat and just easily snowball a team fight.
Lucio top.
I tried to record a VOD and every single time we stopped. Unlucky dude.
Lucio and
We need to find more difficult opponents, man.
Can we get can someone the tank swap?
I can swap, but
What's he?
Yeah, this crosshair is actually pretty crazy.
when in doubt,
Yeah,
you
go
know.
break. Swap the break.
my shield almost dead again.
Yeah. Let's group up, guys.
Yeah, not sure what the point with the crosshair was. Link, share your insights with us. It's okay. We decided to swap from our Lucio to a Brig.
We got some picks. Go, 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 go. Push in, push in, push in. Need some help.
Oh, you're dead. Unlucky.
Right.
He's dead.
I don't think swapping to a Brig is the play here. You only have a Mercy, so you have really low healing.
Yeah.
I can do better than that.
Don't move in. Don't move in.
Your tanks are never gonna be able to push in
Oh, again.
Get Lucio, punish him,
because they're gonna be low HP all the time,
Dives in. Don't. I think we need
and
a
they're
hard
not gonna have
reset.
the speed.
All
Oh,
jumps
oh
in.
wait, did someone else swap to Lucio?
Dives in. Don't.
No, that was the enemy dude.
I think we need a hard reset. All jumps in. Rhino shorts.
But yeah, okay, your team goes in, they pop beats.
Lucio low. More low. Nice. Get this.
Kind of forgot to heal there, unlucky.
Sorry, Huff. Sorry, low.
Oh, fine shatter.
Nice.
Good
There we
shit,
go.
good shit.
Now we can push.
This is not the end.
Hey, you're not holding up shield enough. Remember that you have a 500 HP shield. It is pretty fucking strong, and it's really small, so it's hard to hit. It doesn't get hit by too much like random spam damage that isn't aimed at you. Just like Rhine shield, it just gets fucking blown up by everything because it's so big. But yeah, like walking through choke without the shield up is very dangerous because you can get hit by stuff. And that way you're also like ready to shield bash instantly, so you don't have to click 2 buttons, you only need to click 1.
Just gotta watch out
There's
for that.
Reaper behind.
My ultimate is ready.
And another small thing, you definitely want to try and trigger Inspire ASAP. Like you want to look to hit some longer range whip shots from far away, so that you're actually doing the AoE healing. That way you're gonna have that Lucio passive healing, or just the same as Lucio. And you need to have this active as soon as possible and as often as possible. It lasts for 6 seconds, and the cooldown of whip shot is 4 seconds. So if you can just throw that out, even if you miss one, it's only a 2-second downtime without healing. So you want to try and throw that shit out ASAP. So instead of hiding behind the corner here, use your shield. Use your shield to scout, because you can see through corners with your third-person camera that you get while holding shield. And then you just slowly or quickly peek out, throw your whip shot, get that Inspire going, and then hide again.
My ultimate is ready.
That way you don't get surprised either. Because right now, like, your Reinhardt isn't really telling you anything, so you have no fucking clue what's going on over here. And having no clue what's going on with the enemy team is not a good idea in Overwatch. You need to have that information. That's why communication and scouting is so important. And in random ranked, in comp, in LFGs, you won't always have that information, because people aren't really super good at communicating. So you need to learn how to get that information yourself. Unless you get into a team, of course, then you're going to have specific roles for each of the teammates to scout and all of that shit. But in comp, that's on you. So just holding right click here and standing next to this wall, you will see everything that goes on over here. And you wouldn't get surprised by this Lucio coming in suddenly.
Gotta watch out
He
for
just
that
feeds,
Junkrat.
so I guess it's okay. But yeah.
Reaper on top.
Okay.
Follow the creep.
The DPS here are kind of a bad choice. I definitely swap the Reaper or commit to full May Reaper and just brawl with them super close range. Yeah, sure. Like the DPS, of course, I think the entire team comp is absolutely disastrous. But I mean, this is ranked, so I don't really care too much about the team comp and just focus on what the player in question is doing, because we're let's face it, we're never gonna get good team comps in comp.
He's coming down, he's coming down.
That's just the way it is. So focus on your own basic mechanics and your decision making,
Nice.
I don't know.
and try to adapt to the situation.
I'll always do.
Like now that we have a Genji, We have a Reaper, we have Ball Rhine. What you can do, it's not as strong as Nano Blade, but at least you can pop Rally. Like before, let the Genji get like 50 armor or whatever it is you get nowadays. I actually forgot. Get a little bit of armor, and then he can pop his blade so that he's a little bit more tanky and that he doesn't die instantly as soon as he pops it. And of course, you get super ultra fast, so you can go in and help him with stunts and boops
Junk top.
when he goes in for the blade.
Good have you there.
But you should definitely be moving forward here. Like you and the Reinhardt standing on payload doesn't really do anything. So you can definitely move forward here. Like hit this Zarya with your whip shot, just to get that inspire rolling. Keep that healing up on your teammates
Yeah, it's okay.
Just
and all of that shit.
tell it to you. You know.
Yeah, I don't ask for healing, so...
Yeah.
Ah, shit.
It's my job.
I'm dead.
And popping Rally when you are inside
Okay, let's link up.
of grab
Regroup.
is never enough to survive. Never
They
enough,
used 3 of their ult.
unfortunately.
Yeah, I use
Not
mine.
mine.
But that was a really bad spot to pop Rally in.
Healer right now. I think.
That's the soft.
Yeah, I think it gives you like 35 armor per second for a few seconds, and it stacks to 100.
Yeah, we need
Yeah,
to
come
reset
out.
so we got our main healer back. I can't kill you.
Jag tar hand om dig.
Also, my ult soon.
Okay, I'm ready.
I thought it was a committed 6-stack, which is why it's... Oh, okay, yeah, I get it.
I almost got my ultimate.
Take some armor.
Some choice with fire and they have...
Yeah, if I look at scrims or teams, then of course I'm talking some more about team comps and how maps are working. But now doesn't really make a difference.
No! Right.
That was a really good save. That was actually a really good save. Not sure if you did it on purpose, but I guess you have your shield, so you're way too defensive. Brig is a brawler. You want to go in and fight, and you want to especially get that inspire rolling. So like the fight has been going on for maybe like 2 or 3 seconds. You still haven't even tried to hit a whip shot, and you haven't either like moved forward here. You can also just move forward and hit him once with your left click, just hitting him once, and then shield bashing away if it gets too dangerous, or just putting up your shield. You don't really need to be too afraid of shatter either. It looks like you're afraid of shatter, and that's like why you dodge and go behind here. But you have your shield, so you like shatter doesn't hit you if you just hold right click here. And this bash,
No.
perfect. You save your
Right,
Reinhardt.
fucking negated my ult.
Good shit.
Get out of here!
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Alright, reset again. Reset again.
Just got revived and then
Fucking
I
junk.
fucking...
Just do a hard reset. We don't need to like contest right now.
Can Reaper? Can you focus Junkrat?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
they switched.
Reaper focus the Junkrat. What the hell?
So
They don't even have a Junkrat. What?
you need to.
Did they swap it? I'm confused.
Get out of here!
Oh, okay. He swapped
just
Junkrat
do a hard
after the tire. I see.
You need to
Okay.
to focus.
But yeah, Reaper cannot focus a Junkrat. I don't know what the point with that comment was. As soon as a Reaper gets close to Junkrat, Junkrat says bye-bye and uses nade and gets the fuck out. How is a Reaper ever gonna kill a Junkrat? Unless Junkrat makes a big mistake.
River, right?
Pharmacy.
River, come.
Going, going, going!
Go,
Got the Reaper, that's good. But you're still not hitting.
Going!
Still not hitting.
Go.
The default the default action you should be making with Brig at all times is hold left click. Hold left click all the time. All the time. When you're not holding right click, you hold left click. And when you're not holding left click, you hold right click. Never do nothing. Like here, you can definitely hit this Reinhardt like 2 or 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then boost the Zarya. They gotta have that that left click on at all times. That should be your default mode.
Hey, soldier!
Solid in the room. I have Riley ready for last fight.
Good shit, good shit.
Reaper top, nice.
Now this Reaper is easy kill.
He did.
Like right now, just hold left click. Hold left click or right click, any of them. You should always be holding some, each or one or the other. Sorry, I can't speak for some reason.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry one. Rip one.
Reaper dead. GG boys.
Nice.
Yeah, maybe calling out some targets as well.
That was too close.
I mean, pretty good. But oh well. See your attack. Oh, you're gonna play Ryan? Damn, you're playing everything here.
But we don't need to snipe us.
Maybe it's strong.
Instead of
Maybe Reaper, Soldier.
yeah.
Why did you suddenly swaps
Okay,
roles?
just jump
Okay,
Nice.
this is a weird LFG stack. Oh well, let's see your Reinhardt. Oh my goodness. Okay.
On a point.
You are dead, my friend. I'm sorry for laughing, but this was... Okay.
Why not dead? Why not almost
Oh, and the
dead?
rests? You actually get rests. Oh my goodness.
Come on, soldier. I'm dead.
We go for the pin again.
On
I
me,
love it.
On me, on me.
I love it. That was the most aggressive usage of pin I have ever seen in my entire life. Good shit, good shit. Okay. Let's take this seriously. So when you first walk in here and see this, you see Junkrat, you see a Reinhardt that just got bubbled. I actually thought that your pin was fine. Your pin was fine. It's just the angle that you took that was absolutely crazy. So you have a wall here. You see that the Rein just got bubbled. So if you hit a pin right now, he's gonna take that full 300 damage. Or maybe you even hit the Junkrat. Who knows? Maybe you get a one-shot on the Junkrat, or you at least get 300 damage onto the Reinhardt. But that is if you pin into this wall. And that you might actually take a lot of damage. Pinning is usually not the way to go, but it's okay. I wasn't that confused about this this decision, because maybe you just get a one shot and you totally win this fight. Yes, but instead you decide to like angle it this way so that you end up in like the other side of the map, and there is no way in hell that you ending up all the way over here is it's good for anyone. Because yeah, Anas easily sleep dart you. Anybody on their team that has any kind of CC will just absolutely destroy you. And you had the option to stand here, or to hit your charge on the wall here. You could even angle it like all the way to the left so that you actually hit this wall. Maybe that's too sharp of an angle. I'm not sure. But yeah. Just doing it on this wall would have been absolutely perfect. And then you would have been fine with your shield like this, and you can start pushing the rest. Or maybe even kill the Reinhardt. Distract and push? Yeah, no, it's not worth it at all. Because if you die here, which you should just instantly die. Then your team does not have a main tank. And without your team having a main tank, they cannot push. They cannot push because they're going to take a bunch of spam damage. And they have no like point presence. Reinhardt is the point presence.
On a point.
Reinhardt, get the Reinhardt.
So yeah.
What the fuck, guys? How do we lose that?
I have like 30 hours on Reinhardt. Yeah, it is understandable. Yeah, you will see most like good Reinhardts very rarely use pin. Like when I play Reinhardt, I use pin maybe like 3 or 4 times per map. And that, I mean like both attack and on defense. You just use it 3 or 4 times per map. It is a very situational ability that you can use in very specific situations, like in grabs, when people are stunned, frozen, like hacked, when you know for sure that you can hit a fat charge. And it's not enough to hit a good charge on a good target. You also need to land in a safe spot so that you don't instantly die as soon as you charge. That's the general gist of it. So if you can do like short charges into a wall really close to you and your team, then that's fine. That's fine. But long range charges, they are never ever good. We're doing it again, boys. We are dead. Good night.
Point.
Lovely. Okay. We took no ticks.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Question, but
Don't worry, man.
it's all good.
You seem like a way better support player. Especially your Lucio. Like if you practice actually killing people and dealing damage with your Lucio, so you've got the wall riding going on. That was actually pretty high level. You've got some pretty decent like song management. Just a little bit with like amp timings and like calling your amps will probably help there. But just dealing damage and actually being able to kill people will like skyrocket your Lucio SR and win rate. I'm pretty sure. So like going to what's the name? Like try hard FFA and just practice how to kill people effectively. That's probably gonna help you quite a lot.
If they're gonna have a Pharah, it's gonna be.
Let me get you patched up.
I think it's going to be okay.
It's gonna be okay, because Tobian's turret just focus it.
We're just gonna stand here up here, or
The thing is that I get stressed out in comp due to pressure, so in quick play I kill way more. Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, that's very common actually, and I know a lot of people that get very flustered and anxious when playing comp, and that's a very difficult thing to overcome. But I would say just playing more. If you just keep playing, oh shit, that's a fucking sub from Mizami. Big fucking thank you, much love. I'm gonna hit you up with the VOD review soon, or with the Dino's VOD review at least. Hang on, let me check. Yes, after this one, I'm gonna do Dino's VOD review. So stay here for a few minutes. Anyways,
No, I just positioning my mate.
what was I talking about? Oh yeah, ladder anxiety. Just keep playing, and eventually you're gonna think that comp is just quick play plus, and it's not gonna be a big deal anymore. People put way too much importance into that SR number, and it affects their performance way too much. Like the SR, yeah, alt accounts are good for ladder anxiety, yes, but the problem is as soon as your alt account reaches your main SR, you're gonna start getting that ladder anxiety again, because you're gonna, oh, this is my promotion game, and oh, this is now I'm at a new career high, and then you're gonna get that anxiety again. So it all comes down to just focusing on improving small things. But find something you lack in, and try to improve that little thing. That way you don't put as much focus and as much stress onto your SR, because that will come. If you focus on improving and focus on the small goals, the SR will eventually catch up to you. But anyways, let's see what happens. Okay, we're playing in Orisa bunker comp and we're standing on the point.
Not like any Pharah. There's the Junkrat.
This is gold, alright. Because I've been stuck in gold for several seasons now, and it's gotten to the point where I only place. I've tried to find players I like to play with, but not many can play at the times I can. Unlucky, dude. Like there are a lot of like Discord servers where you can find people to play with at all times, pretty much. I do suggest looking around there, and even on my server, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We've got a lot of friendly, nice people at all different SR levels that will be happy to play with you. What was I gonna say? Oh well, we finished this.
Diva, nearly out of mech.
protect me while I rest.
Ooh, that was a really risky rest, but it worked. It worked. Okay, hang on.
Diva, nearly out of mech.
Protect me while I rest.
You got saved by your Orisa. The Orisa pulled away the Reinhardt when he was gonna swing into your face.
I have no rest.
I ran fucking one.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you go.
You're actually alive. Oh, super jump. That was fucking Pog. Oh, you tried another super jump. Okay, that was a nice try. Nice try. So I can definitely see that you have a lot of knowledge, and that you've spent a lot of time, like, what do you call it? Watching like tips and tricks, guides, and like YouTube stuff to like find out cool mechanical stuff that you can do. Like, the wall riding, like super jumps and shit. But you definitely gotta work on positioning a lot, and like the basics, the basics of Mercy gameplay. If we can find a good angle here. Yes, at the start, the Winston dies.
Protect me while I rest.
Oh yeah, here you rest Winston. You should have probably died there. But anyways, like this position you have here is really fucking good. This position you have here, you can like heal people. You should probably stop healing this guy that isn't being attacked yet. This is a little bit of like target prioritization. This is also a very important skill to have with Ana, because healing or dealing damage and doing it to the right target at the right time with Ana is fucking hard to do. You have 11 targets in the game that you can be shooting at, and if you shoot one shot at the wrong target at the wrong time, you just lose the fight. But this right here, you're healing the Lucio when your Orisa is getting fucked, and you're also like, while you're doing this, you're moving towards the fight. So you're moving towards the fight, and this is putting you in danger. The position you have here is pretty good. Like you can see all of your teammates, you can see all of the enemies, and your beam is actually like long enough that you can still heal these guys. So you don't have to actually walk into danger to keep healing.
I have no rest.
Now you're backing off again. This is good.
I ran fucking one.
But like you see, this Zarya it's able to shoot you all the time. Super jump is fucking important. Yeah, making use of Guardian Angel a little bit more. Let me swap to. Fuck is she there? This channel is R-rated. Anyways, so like let's say you want to heal this guy, you can like practice just canceling Guardian Angel. Like you should be using Guardian Angel pretty much on cooldown to like move around and be like unpredictable. It's like instead of like walking to this person and then healing this guy, just using Guardian Angel and practicing how to like cancel it early is very good. And like making use of cover, like standing far away. Like this guy, if I want to damage boost this guy, I don't actually need to see him. It's enough if I just like peek around like this every few seconds. And same thing if I want to heal. You just want to be as safe as possible while still standing like far away. And then using stuff. If he starts like pushing forward and your beam is suddenly like not long enough, you can just do a short little jump towards him. So what I see many like lower rated Mercies do is like they always do the full jump, and now suddenly they're in the middle of the entire enemy team and they're dying. So doing the little shorter jumps where you just want to get in range of the beam. You don't want to get too far into the fight, you just want to get in range to latch on that beam again. And as you can see, you can walk pretty far away. I think it's 3 seconds before your beam actually loses the target. Yeah, 3 seconds. Like this is the max range. Here is max range of beam, and it still works pretty far. So you can like stand very far away from targets while still healing them. So practicing or making sure that you're doing this in game while you're also like in full panic mode and you have 13 people chasing you and they want to kill you. That's the difficult part. But yeah, just doing this in like with bots or something for a few minutes or in quick play. But yeah, super jump is a very useful skill to be able to do as well. But you utilize that really fucking well in the game, so I'm impressed. How do you short jump like that? You just well, it depends on what option you have. Mercy. I have toggle Guardian Angel off, so that means I have to hold it. So if I want to fly all the way to the target, I need to hold shift the entire way. This is me holding shift the entire way. And if I just lightly tap shift, then I do a very short jump. But if you have toggle Guardian Angel on, then you just need to press shift once and you fly all the way. And what you do with toggle Guardian Angel on is that you press shift again. I haven't used it for a long time, so let me just make sure. But I think if you press shift a second time, so we press shift once, we fly all the way. We press shift another time in the middle, and we stop. So yeah, you need to press shift twice to stop it, or whenever you want to stop it. But I think toggle Guardian Angel is easier to use somehow. I'm not sure why, but I just
Your support has arrived.
I can't do the super jump with the normal Guardian Angel. No, I don't know why. Why the fuck is your alt called Daddy Knows? That's a secret, my friend. Secret. What was I gonna say about this? Well, since you were that good at wall riding, I believe you have backwards wall riding activated. If you don't, then you should definitely add that, because